Becoming rich is very easy. A lot of you guys like to overcomplicate the process of becoming rich. I'm 26 years old and I'm in the 1% income demographic. I make a lot of money. Now, the reason I'm able to make a lot of money is because I chose a method of getting rich that would allow me to showcase my skills, my charisma, my natural abilities or learned abilities, right, to the highest level. I chose SMMA as my method of choice. Why? Because it's a people-to-people business. In order to get clients from our marketing agency, we'll have to have a sales calls. I gotta convince them that I'm a right fit. I knew right away that this is a perfect business model for me to showcase my charisma, right? My suave self to get clients, right? On the other hand, maybe you got a big ass, right? Maybe you can run an OnlyFans business, right? You can get a lot of gay guys to pay your monthly subscription, right? That's the easy way to get rich. You just gotta play the cards that you're dealt with in life in a way that best positions you to be rich. Like, let me slim this down in a way that makes more sense. I was born almost a complete perfect package, right? In the eyes of society and women, right? I'm 6 feet tall, I have blue eyes, I'm light skinned, I'm very handsome, charming, sexy as fuck, right? What else can I ask for? The only thing I'm lacking is singing ability. If only I could sing, I'd probably be the most perfect specimen there is in humanity, right? And I could exploit that ability to become a famous singer. I sound like a freaking rooster when I want to sing. So I know that I cannot choose the route of becoming a singer to get rich. I'll be homeless, a hobo in the street because I can't sing. That being said, I knew that I had other things going for me, right? Very charismatic, I can talk. That's the reason why I chose social media marketing agency as my business model. So it's easy as that. You just gotta choose the business model that makes the most sense based on your current circumstances, right? If you're ugly as fuck, don't think about running an OnlyFans. You're gonna die poor. All right, I don't wanna get too carried away here. In this video, I wanna talk about 4 key steps that you can take in order to become rich. So I'm basically gonna give you like the route, the game plan that if you implement this, no matter what you decide to choose to do in life, you'll get rich. It's as simple, as easy as that. Step 1, choose a business model or method of getting wealthy where you have a competitive advantage to other people. Sadly, if you're watching this, you're probably a guy like me, right? So we can't do OnlyFans, right? We're cooked there. No one's gonna pay for a subscription unless you wanna satisfy gay people's desires, or you get what I mean, right? We can't choose that as a business model, right? Because we aren't someone that's desirable to pay for a monthly subscription. So that's, you check that out, right? So you basically do like a process elimination. Can I do this? Probably not. Can I be a singer? Probably not, right? Can I don't know, be a drug dealer? Guys, most of you don't have the spine to be wanted by the police or do these clandestine activities. So take that. So you gotta do like a process elimination, right? And look at all the business models out there, the methods of getting wealthy out there that best suits the skills that you bring to the table, right? And these skills could be natural, I guess, innate skills, you can say, the ones you were born with, or skills that you develop throughout the years. Like, for example, I'm charismatic. A lot of girls would say, well, I don't know, that's what my mom says, but that's like a skill I brought to the table. So, okay, I can talk on camera, I'm not shy. But what can I complement this skill with? So marketing, perfect. Because I knew right away that marketing was like something that I could probably get myself involved in. So I developed a marketing skill. How would I do that? With a lot of books, a lot of mentors, a lot of YouTube videos, right? And after a couple of years doing this, now I can say, I'm probably an expert. There's always room for improvement, right? But I've developed a marketing skill. So connected both these together, my charisma, my marketing skills, and boom, I found a successful business I could do, a marketing agency. Now, maybe in your case, right? Maybe you're very shy, or you hate being on camera, you hate talking to people. Well, choose a freaking business model, right? That outlines your abilities or the skills that you're bringing to the table. Maybe you're an introvert, do drop shipping, right? Do Amazon FBA. Do a business model. We don't have to be on camera or close people. That's a very analytical, behind the scenes type of business model, right? Just look at all the business models out there, right? Don't go overcomplicate this, and find a business model that's easiest for you based on your skill set. And that's key. The one you think that's going to be easiest. It's going to be an uphill battle if you want to be like an OnlyFans model, right? You're a guy. It's like, who's going to pay for your, like, besides, okay, you get that, yeah. Choose a business model that best suits your skills. Step 2, stay consistent. Now, this is super important, especially for all of you young people, me included. I'm very hot-blooded. Right? When I was starting my entrepreneurial journey, right, I used to have shiny object syndrome, right? I would go on TikTok, I would scroll all day, I would see this dropshipping millionaire with the Lamborghini, I would do drop shipping, right? I was optimistic, oh, I'm gonna get rich off drop shipping, right? I started it. After a couple weeks, I gave up. I was like, fuck, this business model doesn't work out. I would go back on TikTok. I would scroll all day. Boom, I would see some guy doing Amazon FBA. Right? I saw that he was wealthy with Rolexes and hot chicks. I would do Amazon FBA. After a couple weeks, boom, again, didn't work out. Then I ended up doing SMMA. Okay, and I was like, I don't want to do this cycle again. All right, I'm gonna be consistent this time. Right? And it wasn't until I was consistent, I didn't give up after a freaking week or two, or a couple months, that I started seeing results. Now this is very key, right? Because a lot of us young men, we're hot-blooded, right? We're impulsive. We see shiny objects, we want to get rich in one day. Life doesn't work like that, right? You gotta be patient, right? That's the only way you win. And there's a couple different stages that you gotta keep in mind when you start a new business model, right? That can make or break you, right? Whether you get successful or not, whether you recognize these stages, right? And I guess the first stage everybody goes through is like optimism. It's like you don't see the full picture, right? You might be scrolling on YouTube or TikTok and you're like, damn, this guy's rich. And you find out this guy's doing SMMA and you're like, damn, I want to do SMMA. And what happened? You started an SMMA business, okay? You're optimistic. You're like, damn, I want to be like Raul, right? This guy's making a lot of money. I want to be like him. You started an SMA business because you see me doing good, but you fail to comprehend, right? You don't see the whole picture. Yes, my business model works, but you don't see how many years I put of building my agency, building the trust that I have, my personal brand for my agency, right? You don't see none of that. You only see the good stuff, right? So this is the thing a lot of people fail to comprehend when they do a new business model or anything of getting rich. I think it's all easy peasy. No, if it was easy peasy, everybody would be rich, but you know that's not the case, right? So in every business model you start, a lot of people have like the foolish list of optimism, thinking, oh, easy peasy, one day I'm gonna get rich. No, what happens after you realize that that's not the case? Well, what happens? Well, you go through a new stage, which is like a pessimism, like screw this business model, doesn't work out, like I've already tried. And this is where a lot of people give up, and that was me included for like a couple of different business models, right? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of supermodels, I'm gonna get rich off this. I was telling my family, was like, screw you, like you brokies. And back after a couple of weeks, so like I went back to my old ways. Like they just like, oh, what happened? Didn't you think you're gonna get rich? That was a very dark period of my life, right? Like we all go through this like pessimism stage, right? Where you think it was gonna work out, but then you realize, damn, it hits like a ton of bricks. It's not as easy as you thought it was gonna be. But as long as you don't give up and you go through that stage of pessimism and like the hard struggle, things will get better. But a lot of times people don't go through that stage, right? That's why step 2, right, of getting rich, okay, is be consistent, right? Don't give up when times get hard. I pull through. Only then you'll win, right? Success takes time, right? I didn't freaking build a massive market agency from one day to the next. I'm not an overnight success. It took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I know how dumb it sounds, like blood, bro. Well, really, literally, it's not easy to get rich. It's hard, but as long as you don't give up, and no matter what it is you decide to do, right? In this life, I chose to do SMMA, right? Maybe in another life, I don't know, I reincarnate as a woman. Fucking, I'll do OnlyFans. Easy peasy job. Well, maybe it's not that easy. People think OnlyFans may be easy. I don't know. Maybe it's easy, maybe it's not. But I would probably do OnlyFans, right? Okay, basically what I'm trying to say here is like, play to your strengths, but also be consistent, right? Just because you're a hot chick doesn't mean that people are gonna pay you automatically. It takes time. You gotta build a client base, right? You gotta start posting content, maybe thirst trap content to get people to like subscribe to you, right? And any business model, it takes time. You want to start a restaurant? You can't compete with that freaking restaurant that's been there for 3 decades, right? It takes time. Any business model takes time. But as long as you don't give up, you win. Every freaking business model works. Every business model works, okay? But you just gotta be consistent. Step 3, improve while being consistent. Now this is very key. A lot of you, I don't want you to have the misunderstanding that Raul is just saying, just work like a donkey and then things will get better over time. No, you gotta be smart with your time and your energy, right? You can continue to improve, because if you're selling a shitty project, I mean a shitty product or service, well, no matter how much you throw at people, your service or your product, no one's gonna buy. That's the reason why you gotta study the markets and get better over time, get better at your marketing, get better at your sales. That's the way you win. Miracles don't happen just by waiting and putting in the reps. No, you gotta improve. Iterate. That's how you win, right? In the very beginning, when I was doing my marketing agency, like first couple of months, I was complete trash. I would lie to you. I would promise my clients the world. Yeah, I'm gonna make you $100,000 next month. Next month happens, like negative $5,000 after my service fee and advertising costs, right? They would leave me like that, right? I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Right? I was selling people a pipe dream that I didn't know how to achieve. But over time, improved my craft. I got better. That's key. You gotta improve. No point in freaking being consistent if you're selling, if it's ass, everything you're selling, right? No matter what you do. I imagine OnlyFans as well. If you want to do OnlyFans, right? You want to sell your body. I'm sure you gotta get better with the poses. Maybe you gotta like, let's say this life, I was born with the beautiful voice. Don't sound like a freaking rooster, right? I know that many singers, I actually looked into it because I wanted to be a singer. They go through like vocal coaches, right? To continue to improve their voice, right? They get better at social media because they know that, well, their fans are everything. You gotta know how to interact with them, right? They study music to make sure that every time they put out an album, right, good songs or whatever it is. You gotta be very strategic, right? You can't just think that, oh, automatically choose something, it's gonna work out for you. No, you're competing with people. Now, if you're like, you built a business and you're like the only one in the industry, well, then you're lucky, right? You can have extremely high prices, sell a shitty product or service as long as it gets somewhat results. But that's like, sadly, that's not the case, right? Almost every business model you're gonna want to do, well, someone's already doing it. And guess what? Right? You're competing with them now. You can't be selling a shitty product, right? You can't win, right? Doing that or service. That's the reason you gotta continue improving. Be consistent, but also continue to improve. That's how you win. Don't think that just jacking off all day and being consistent is gonna save your business and you'll be able to get successful like that. No, stop edging, continue to improve your craft. Right? That's how you win. And step 4 is just win. Right? It's as simple as that, right? If you follow these first 3 steps, choose a business model based on your strengths and abilities, be consistent with that business model, and improve and be consistent. I don't know, why did I say consistent so many times? Well, you understand the importance of being consistent, right? But those 3 things, step 4 is just win. As long as you do those first 3 things, you'll win. It's as easy as that. Success leaves clues. Study all the big people in history that built big businesses. It's literally this. Here's a good business model that plays to your strengths. If you have no strengths, you're cooked. No, you're not cooked, but learn an ability, right, that gets you those strengths. Be consistent with your choice of business model. Improve and continue to be consistent and you'll win. Easy as that. Becoming rich is super easy. We just like to overcomplicate this. You think that you gotta freaking build the next Amazon. No, anybody can become rich. Right? Don't freaking complicate this. It's so easy, right? And I'm telling you this from experience. I make a lot of money. It wasn't rocket science for me. Just think about it. There's people that are way stupider than you that are rich. How's it that they are making millions and you out there are struggling? Right? That should offend you. How dare they make more money than you? Right? A lot of brainless idiots out there. Just they bob their head and boom, $1 million. That should offend you. Right? Becoming rich is easy. We just like to overcomplicate this. The reason why you're not rich is because all you do is jack off all day, edge, play video games, right? That's the reason why you're not successful with anything you do. Yeah, shiny object syndrome. Whenever you're gonna start something, you're fucking gonna make something with your life, you get distracted, boom. You start doing 10 other things at the same time. Stop drinking alcohol, stop partying, right? This isn't gonna take you anywhere. I feel like I'm babysitting people here. No, but I'm just making this video. It's kind of like for you guys that want to make money. I want you to realize that it's stupid simple. Don't overcomplicate this.